Hello, people. Thank you for so many comments and the good comments, motivating comments. Actually, here Ravindra Sagar he requested that sir, please upload Oliver Twist and Old Curiosity Shop summary. Okay, I'm making summary of Old Curiosity Shop right now, and later I will make video for Oliver Twist. There are so many comments, and they are asking for particular work. And actually, right now I'm working on history of English literature, and I was making videos on my own notes. But yes, in between, I can help you with the summaries and the shortcuts. Thank you for your comments. Please keep in touch, and don't forget to subscribe and share and like the videos, because when you share, it helps me to spread my channel. All right, and who are sharing my channel, thank you very much. चलिए अब डिस्कस करते हैं the old curiosity shop. Actually, guys, this work was serialized between April 1840 to November 1841, and in 1841 it came as book 2. In this work, as you can see here, Nell Trent and her grandfather, uh, they both are main character. What happens? There are some qualities of Nell Trent. She is approximately of 14 years of age. She's beautiful, virtuous, and she doesn't have any friend of her age. But she has a friend, only friend. Her name is his name is Kit. Sorry, and Nell Trent is orphan. Okay. Next is another thing about grandfather. The story revolves around one topic, that grandfather gambles, and everybody thinks that he has got a lot of wealth. Okay, he gambles. He borrows money from a person named Daniel Quilp. Daniel Quilp is he's an evil person, and finally, what he does that the shop, they both have Nell Trent and her grandfather. Uh, he takes that shop because her grandfather borrows money from him. So he tricks and takes the shop. Okay. Nell and grandfather, they both are evicted from that shop, and now they are they have gone to Midland of England, and they have become beggars there. You can see this. Okay, you can remember some words. Now, next thing about what happens to Kit. He was working at that shop, and finally he was also thrown out from that shop. And where he goes to this Mr. Garland. Okay, Mr. Garland, and he started working with Mr. Garland. And when it is revealed that who this Mr. Garland is, he was the brother of my grandfather. Okay, let's come to the story again. The first part of the story is this, the introduction I have told you. The second one is gamble and borrowing, and then they finally have become beggars. Next thing is next name you can remember is Frederick. Frederick is Nell's brother. Okay, you can see here Nell's brother, and he convinced Dick Swivler, Swiveller, Swivler. He convinces him to marry Nell. He convinces him by saying that Nell has got lots of wealth, lots of fortune, but it is means hidden. Okay, what happens? They go back to Daniel Quilp. You remember this one, the person from whom grandfather was borrowing money, okay, for his gambling purpose. They both go to him and uh, tells everything to him. And actually, Daniel Quilp knows everything, that the grandfather and Nell has nothing. They have nothing. Okay, but what happens then? Daniel Quilp is a kind of sadistic person. He want to torment Nell and grandfather. Grandfather was kind of a mad person that time because of the circumstances. But Daniel Quilp appointed Mr. Brass. Here you can see Mr. Brass. Mr. Brass to keep an eye on these both, Dick Swiveller and Frederick. But Dick Swiveller befriend him and they become friends. Now let's go to the end of the story. What happens there? At the end, Quilp dies when he wanted to escape from a place because he was running behind these two, Dick Swiveller and Frederick. Nell also dies later because of circumstances. She becomes sick badly, and finally she dies. Grandfather also dies, and he thinks that Nell will come outside the grave, and she will be coming back in few days. He was sitting there. He becomes mad, and finally he also dies. Kit works with Mr. Garland, and with this story ends. And there are some other things about this story is at that point of time, okay, the Victorian period, 1841, when this work was published, uh, people think that it doesn't have a good ending because the main character was, you know, the main character dies at the end. So this is the story of this work by Charles Dickens, and I'm just unable to remember that name. A writer was reading this story, and finally, when the book ends, he mm, throws the book out of the window. He was sitting in the train, and another quote is from someone else. Actually, I'm just missing the name of the two writers. Uh, he tells that you cannot stop the tears, means just because of the it was miserable end of Nell is shown shown in that in this work, The Old Curiosity Shop. She was 14 and she led a very miserable life. So friends, hope you liked this summary of The Old Curiosity Shop, and it will help you to remember the story and the main characters especially. This is not a deep analysis, this is just a summary. Okay, so see you again with another work and another summary and history of English literature. Bye bye. Take care. Good night. Yes, you can listen to my Hindi version of this also.